there, wild ones! Welcome back to Daisy's Animal Facts, where we charge into the world of animals and discover what makes each one so amazing. I'm Daisy, and today we're meeting one of the biggest, strongest, and most powerful animals on land. Get ready! Because we're talking about rhinoceroses. Rhinos are ancient creatures with giant horns, thick armor-like skin, and an attitude that says, "Don't mess with me." But they're also peaceful grazers, loving mothers, and sadly, some of the most endangered animals in the world. So today we're going to dive deep into their history, their habits, and why they need our help. Grab your explorer hat and some tall grass snacks, because it's time to run with rhinos. The word rhinoceros comes from Greek. Rhino means nose, and ceros means horn. So yes, their name literally means nose horn, which is pretty perfect. Rhinos are large mammals known for their thick skin, strong bodies, and at least one horn on their nose. They've been on Earth for millions of years, and the ones alive today are part of an ancient and powerful family. There are 5 different species of rhinos in the world: white rhino, black rhino, Indian rhino, also called the greater one-horned rhino, Javan rhino, and the Sumatran rhino. Each species has its own look, habitat, and behaviors, but they all share one thing in common: they are some of the most incredible animals walking the earth today. Rhinos are among the largest land animals in the world, second only to elephants. Here's how big they can get. White rhinos, the biggest species, can weigh up to 5,000 pounds and measure over 6 feet tall at the shoulder. That's taller than most people and heavier than a car. Indian rhinos are nearly as big, with thick folds of skin that look like armor plates. Black rhinos are smaller, but still very powerful. The Javan and Sumatran rhinos are the smallest species, but still weigh around 1,800 to 2,000 pounds. Despite their size, rhinos can run at speeds of 30 to 35 miles per hour for short bursts. That's fast enough to chase off predators or make a quick getaway if needed. One of the most famous features of a rhino is its horn. But did you know a rhino's horn isn't made of bone? Rhino horns are made of keratin, the same material that makes up your hair and fingernails. That's right, it's just very tightly packed strands of keratin that grow from the skin, like super thick hair. Some rhino species, like the black and white rhinos, have 2 horns. Others, like the Indian and Javan rhinos, have just 1. The Sumatran rhino usually has a small second horn behind the main one. Rhinos use their horns for defense against predators, fighting with other rhinos over territory or mates, digging in the ground for water, breaking branches to reach food. The horn grows throughout a rhino's life and can even grow back if it breaks. Rhinos are herbivores, which means they only eat plants. They spend most of their day eating and can munch through over 100 pounds of food in a single day. Each species eats a little differently. White rhinos are grazers. They use their wide, square mouths to eat grasses. Black rhinos are browsers. They have pointed lips that help them grab leaves, twigs, and bushes. Indian rhinos enjoy tall grasses, fruit, leaves, and water plants. Javan and Sumatran rhinos live in forests and eat a mix of leaves, shoots, fruit, and bark. Because of their plant-heavy diet, rhinos are super important for their environment. They help keep plants trimmed and spread seeds through their poop, which helps new plants grow. Rhinos live in a variety of habitats, depending on the species. White and black rhinos live in the grasslands and savannas of Africa, mostly in countries like South Africa, Kenya, and Namibia. Indian rhinos live in the marshy grasslands of India and Nepal, often near rivers. Javan and Sumatran rhinos live in tropical rainforests in parts of Indonesia. Most rhinos need lots of space to roam, graze, and wallow in mud. They are solitary animals, which means they mostly live alone, except for mothers with babies. Rhinos love mud, not just for fun, but because it helps cool them off and keeps bugs from biting their thick skin. Even though they look tough and fierce, most rhinos are quiet, gentle giants. They spend most of their time eating, resting in the shade, wallowing in mud pools, walking to find water and food. They can be territorial, especially the males, who will mark their space with urine and dung piles. These piles, called middens, are like rhino message boards. Other rhinos can smell them and know who has been in the area. Rhinos have great hearing and smell, but their eyesight is not very good. They rely on their noses and ears to sense danger or other animals nearby. Rhinos usually come together only to mate or when mothers raise their babies, called calves. A baby rhino is called a calf, and they are absolutely adorable. Rhino calves are born after a long pregnancy that lasts around 15 to 16 months. That's more than a year. Most rhinos give birth to just one calf at a time. And the baby usually weighs around 100 to 150 pounds at birth. Calves stay very close to their mothers for protection. They nurse for up to 18 months, but start nibbling on plants at just a few weeks old. The mother teaches her calf everything it needs to know: how to find food, how to avoid danger, and where to find mud pools. Rhino moms are extremely protective and will charge anything that gets too close to their baby. Young rhinos stay with their mothers for up to 3 years before going off on their own. Sadly, all 5 species of rhinos are endangered, and some are on the brink of extinction. The biggest threats to rhinos are poaching. People illegally kill rhinos for their horns, which are sold for money or used in traditional medicine, even though they have no real health benefits. Habitat loss. As forests and grasslands are cleared for farms or buildings, rhinos lose the space they need to survive. Climate change. Changing weather patterns can affect water and food sources. Conflict with humans. Sometimes rhinos wander into farmland or villages, causing tension. Some rhino species are in critical condition. There are fewer than 80 Javan rhinos left in the wild. The Sumatran rhino population is also extremely low, with fewer than 50 remaining. Black rhinos were nearly extinct in the 1990s, but conservation efforts have helped their numbers slowly increase. The white rhino is the most numerous, but the northern white rhino is now functionally extinct, with only 2 females alive and no males left. The good news is that many people are working hard to save rhinos. Conservation efforts include protected reserves and national parks, anti-poaching patrols, breeding programs in zoos and wildlife centers, community education, and involvement using technology like drones and cameras to track and protect rhinos. You can help to buy, supporting conservation organizations, learning about rhinos, and spreading the word. Never buying products made from animal parts, donating to causes that protect wildlife. Every voice matters, even yours. Time for some wild and wonderful rhino facts. Rhinos have been around for over 50 million years. The white rhino is not actually white. The name comes from the Dutch word weeged, meaning wide, describing its mouth. A rhino's skin can be up to 2 inches thick, but it's still sensitive to sunburn and insect bites. Rhinos love rolling in mud, which cools them down and protects their skin like natural sunscreen. A group of rhinos is called a crash. Rhinos can run faster than most humans, up to 35 miles per hour. Thanks for charging into the world of rhinos with me today. These powerful creatures may look tough, but they need our help more than ever. Whether they're grazing on grasslands, rolling in mud, or teaching their calves how to stay safe, rhinos are an important part of our world's wild beauty. If you had fun and learned something new, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you never miss another animal adventure. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep being awesome. Bye for now from Daisy's Animal Facts.